Think about female privilege. Is there such a thing?
No.
No?
Yes.
Yes.
There is.
And what does it entail? Female privilege, what does it entail? What are the benefits for you as a beautiful woman like you are?
Manipulation.
Manipulation. Thank you. We got it.
Okay, thank you.
That's exactly what we needed.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rebecca, and today I have a fun video for you guys. I stumbled onto It's Complicated channel, and by the way, if you haven't checked out this channel, I will link it down in the description below, but this guy essentially goes to the Las Vegas Strip, asks people about dating, relationships, and marriage, and gets some pretty interesting answers. Today's video, I'm gonna be reacting to female privilege and victimhood, rules of modern dating and understanding women. It's complicated. But before we jump into today's reaction video, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Cerebral. Now, I've talked about mental health, therapy, counseling so many times here on my channel, it's become a reoccurring theme. So when Cerebral reached out to me to do a collaboration, I was so excited. Cerebral is a mental health platform that provides access to online prescription medication management, counseling, and therapy for anxiety, depression, insomnia, and all sorts of other conditions for a flat monthly rate. And in some states, they even offer treatment for ADHD, bipolar, and PTSD. What I love about Cerebral is that you can do this from the privacy of your own home, and it's all done online. It's so convenient. You can schedule with a provider in just 20 minutes, and you can basically have a counselor in your pocket. Cerebral is also designed as a comprehensive care model designed for long-term treatment. You can work with your therapist and doctor at the same time, and they're usually speaking to one another when it comes to your care. And the best part about it is that Cerebral is affordable with or without insurance, and you can look online to see if your insurance is in network, but regardless, it is still affordable with their flat monthly rate. To get started, you just have to fill out the questionnaire, which is so easy, and that way you can choose the right plan for you. So if you want to take the next step in your mental health journey, click down in my description below to get started with your questionnaire and get connected to a provider right away. Your first month is just $30. Again, all the links will be down in the description below. And thank you so much, Cerebral, for sponsoring today's video. Let's get into it.
What do you think about female privilege? Is there such a thing?
No.
No?
Yes.
Yes.
There is.
And what does it entail? Female privilege, what does it entail? What are the benefits for you as a beautiful woman like you are?
Manipulation.
Manipulation. Thank you. We got it.
Okay, thank you.
That's exactly what we needed.
Why are men taught how to treat women, but women aren't taught how to treat men?
Wow. Female privilege. They don't have to do anything, really. They can do what they want.
How should women treat men?
Well, with respect and love, mainly respect, and then love, kindness, and relax a little. American women seem to be very uptight, very demanding, always wanting stuff but never wanting to give. The men have to give 100%. Happy wife, happy life is the slogan. It's not happy husband, happy life, which is bullshit.
I couldn't have said it any better than that. This guy hit it spot on. Again, this is on the Vegas Strip, so you're going to see some wild people come on the screen. Also, just really quickly, disclaimer, there will be some cursing and things of that nature. Just keep that in mind when you're watching it. This whole idea or this whole notion of happy wife, happy life. No. Men need respect. Men need to be the leader of the household. And that's how good functioning relationships and good functioning families work. They work best that way. I'm not saying that everyone's going to have that specific outcome, but in cases where men lead the household and are respected by their wives, it's a pretty good situation for both parties involved. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Would you consider chivalry to be a female privilege?
No, because if chivalry is considered holding open a door or being courteous, I think that's a human thing. I would be courteous to a man or a woman in their respect, so I don't think chivalry is necessarily gender biased.
Well, once again, when it comes to that, though, isn't chivalry part of men being expected to pay on a first date? I mean, men are typically expected to approach women and ask them out and pay for the date. I mean, that's part of chivalry, right? Women don't typically do that. Men are expected to do that. So isn't that something that's exclusively favoring women?
Not in 2021, no, because I know some bold women who are taking men out on first dates.
Well, right, but do you think that's the majority? I mean,
No,
does the
'cause
exception
I'm not.
disprove the rule?
Because I'm not doing it.
It's interesting because she says that in 2021, women are asking men out. And yeah, that might be the 0.1%. But this is the thing that people love to throw out, these arguments that are the exception and not the rule. The rule is 99.9% of the time, men are asking women out, men are paying the bill, all of that stuff. And women expect that. So the fact that people like to use the exception over the rule is so ridiculous when it comes to these arguments, but we're going to continue.
Name some controversial women's issues.
Equal pay. Abortion.
Yeah, abortion for
Abortion.
sure.
Oh,
Equal
God.
pay.
Abortion would be a controversial women's issue. Sexual freedom. Sexual immorality almost. Women can have the freedom to do what they want. Men have to be on a leash or under control, or we're basically we're subservient to women in the last 50 to 60 years. Our culture has gone that direction.
You have balls, right? That's where the sperm comes from. That's needed to put in the egg. That's your reproduction system. What the fuck?
But if hold on.
You don't want a kid?
Okay.
Then wear a condom. You don't want a kid? Then it's so easy to put that little clip in your balls that you can take off at any time when you want to have children. Why is it that a woman can only have one kid per 9 months and it's regulated her, but a man can have he can impregnate 12 women a day if he wanted? Why are we regulated but men not?
Oh my gosh. My head already hurts from this video. Okay, let me explain simple biology. Women can only carry one, or maybe if you have multiples like twins or triplets, one pregnancy at a time. It's biology. I don't know what to tell you, sis. Like, literally, if a man wanted to impregnate a woman every single day, he could do that. Okay. But when it comes to this abortion topic, and when it comes to sexual liberation, and when it comes to protection and all of these different things, it takes two people. It takes two people to have sex. You are not getting pregnant from immaculate conception. Okay? You're not getting pregnant without sperm entering your body. So, yes, the responsibility is both on men and women. Unfortunately, today's society, we say that women have all of the rights to abort that child. Oh my gosh, we're going to get political. When it comes to this abortion topic, women have the sole right to figure out if she wants to keep the baby or not, or to abort the baby or not, right? That is her choice. But in the same freaking breath, when a woman decides to have the child, now the man is responsible to take care of that child as well. See, these things don't make sense. This is why I'm saying, like, abstaining from sex is probably the best method forward to this, because you're not going to have immaculate conception babies, okay? This abortion problem ends very quickly when people stop having sex, especially this promiscuity that's happening right now. And if you do have sex, men, protect yourself. I always say this, men, protect your seed. Protect your seed, because it doesn't matter if you're not married to that person, married to that woman, right? She can still take you to court for child support. So if you don't want that, lock it up, protect it, pull out, do whatever you need to do to protect that, because there are bad women out there. There are also bad men out there that will impregnate women. So lock it up. It's very simple. It's very simple. Okay. I don't know where this is complicated.
That makes sense because it's the patriarchy that's put in place.
Let me ask you this.
The patriarchy.
Is a man solely responsible for getting a woman pregnant, or does it take two people? It takes two people. So why is the man solely held accountable and not the woman for also inviting the man to have sex? Because women choose.
So the man is held accountable because he has
women
to
choose
pay
who they have sex
because
with.
he has to pay for producing a life, but the woman who spends her entire life now dedicated to building the life of that kid. So he can't take some dollars out of her account, but her life changes because she has a kid? That doesn't make sense.
Your argument doesn't make sense, sis. Your argument makes no sense. It takes two people to have sex.
Can you name any men's issues?
They don't have issues.
I would say sexual abuse.
Yeah,
Domestic abuse. Domestic abuse. They get domestic abuse. Yeah.
A husband who gets divorced from his wife, it seems like men don't have any rights. They have no rights when it comes to children. And keeping the children, the women get the benefit of the doubt, which is wrong. Equal justice. Justice needs to be blind, but I think in the courts and in every aspect of life, women get the benefit of the doubt, the blessings, they get the open doors. Men have to fight through the fire just to even get their kids.
Men happen to be the majority of suicide, the majority of homeless, the majority of workplace deaths. The family court system is biased against men. False paternity, false accusations, prison sentencing disparity, failure in education, health issues, and male abuse. Why do you think that so many people aren't aware of men's issues?
I think men don't stand up for themselves. If a man is a victim of domestic violence or domestic abuse, he's not going to report it to the police. And if you call the police, they'll arrest you more than likely than the woman. So men don't speak up. Men are taught to hide their emotions and suppress their emotions. And it's dangerous for men. It's dangerous for everybody. But
I will agree to a certain degree that, yes, men need to speak up for their issues, but there are men speaking up for their issues. The whole manosphere is literally men speaking up for their own issues. So the fact that men are speaking up, the thing is, just like this man said, right? You report domestic abuse, you report domestic violence, and more often than not, they will believe the woman over the man, and the man will most likely go to jail or get arrested or charged with the domestic abuse, even though his wife or his girlfriend is the one performing the domestic violence, domestic abuse. If you record your incidences, you have a better shot to defending yourself than not, but it is a terrible thing that's happening to men, and men are experiencing just as much domestic abuse and domestic violence as women. It's crazy. It is absolutely insane. And not to mention the verbal abuse that comes from these relationships and from these marriages. So again, guys, record everything. Record everything.
Could it ever be possible for women to hold too much power in society?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so why is it possible for men to hold too much power in society?
Because I feel like everything is like shaped for them.
I honestly don't think men thought this all the way through when they came up with this whole patriarchal society, because I mean, they want to run the world, but they will usually go home to women who more than likely were the backbone of everything that they were built on as a man. But their lack of wanting to give women that respect, where we echo in hallways that we should have already echoed in.
Yeah, God is telling you, shut up with that thunder.
They built the society on that, not thinking that one day women will wake up and not want to play by their rules anymore. So, I mean, I feel like it's just your karma, baby. Get over it. You thought it was going to be one way, as if women were always going to be this quiet little kept society, and we're frankly the shit, and y'all just don't want to give us our dues.
Is it possible to be pro-men without being anti-woman?
Exactly, that's possible. Just like I'm pro-black without being anti-white.
I'm white and I'm pro-black.
Are male feminists selling out their own gender?
Fuck no. Same thing. Like,
Yes,
can we
they
be
are.
like female maleists?
Well, can you do that without being, you know, selling out your gender?
Hell yeah. I can embrace my womanhood and still protect you.
We should embrace our masculine.
I'll kick a girl's ass to try to touch you. I got your back.
I'm just saying, if we're going to talk about equality, why isn't there equal representation of both men and women's issues?
That's
Which
true.
it should.
That's true.
I'll tell you why. Because feminism is not about equality. It's about superiority. It's about establishing control and taking control and devaluing man in society. What a patriarchy is meaning that the man is the leader, that the man leads. And this started in the house. This starts in the home, right? The man is the leader of the home. And the women are below the man, and women and children are below the woman, right? But it all falls under the man is the head of the household. The best outcome for the family, the best outcome for men, women, and children is when a man leads in his proper role. The problem is that when women got a little bit of power through the feminist movement, right? The whole premise of the whole feminist movement, the original premise of the feminist movement was equality of the sexes. Now it's superiority of women over men. But what even gets more convoluted is this whole intersectionality aspect of it, where men can be women, women can be men. So actually, the patriarchy doesn't exist. The more woke society gets, the more that these ideologies break down, the more that these things don't make sense. And you can't say the patriarchy, because if you're saying that men and women are the same, if you're saying that that gender is fluid or that gender is a social construct, then these things are all made up things. Sucks to suck, but you are playing with your own stupid games. All right.
That's true.
It should be brought up, but it's not.
Why don't the good, decent women of the world regularly call out and shame the trash women for how they treat men?
And they should. They
Yes,
most definitely
they should.
But do they?
No, absolutely not. And
Why
that's
not?
the problem. Because
I think a big part of it is victim accountability. Like, a lot of men don't speak up for themselves, so women feel like, well, we shouldn't speak up for them, and that's kind of wrong. Like, that's all the way wrong. Just because they don't speak up for themselves doesn't mean we shouldn't speak up for them.
But don't women want men to speak up on behalf of women?
Absolutely.
We
so,
do.
Yeah.
So why shouldn't it go both ways?
It should.
We are. We're speaking up for you guys. We're not going to let this happen. Or if you guys are being touched inappropriately, you tell someone, we'll stick up for you.
Is it possible for women to be strong and independent, but also victims?
Sure, all the time. That seems to be the default mode, is that women are always victims, but yet they're strong and confident. They're queens. They're in charge. They have all the rights and all the privilege. It's female privilege. It has nothing to do with white male privilege or any of that.
Yeah.
It's female privilege that rules the world. Men don't rule the world. This isn't a patriarchal society or world. Women are in control, period.
I'm going to leave it there because this is exactly correct. We are living in a gynocentric society right now. Men are devalued in society. Women are not holding other women accountable. And this is why I'm here on this channel making videos speaking about female accountability, speaking about victimhood, speaking about these things, because women don't have these conversations with other women. And it needs to be said, it needs to be heard, it needs to be vocalized that this behavior needs to stop. In the same breath, women can be victims and queens, or victims and run the world. It makes no sense. The argument falls apart. These socialist movements, these Marxist movements don't work. We should be going back to a patriarchal system because men need to take their rightful place in society. And the more emasculated we make men, the more our civilization and our society is going to crumble and fail. And then they're still going to blame men for this issue. My message is for women who want to change, who have seen the inconsistencies of the feminist movement, who have seen the inconsistencies of a lot of these different movements that have painted them a victim. In the same breath, they're also entitled to whatever they want. Taking that next step, making the change is so important, especially if you're a younger girl watching my YouTube channel, watching my content. It is so important for you to start understanding these things. Watch a lot of these inconsistent arguments. Read books, like read into these things, look into these things, and you'll start putting the pieces together and thinking, maybe this doesn't all make sense. So that is my video for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, and thank you again, Cerebral, for sponsoring today's video. All the links will be linked down below for you guys to get access to. Again, this is convenient, at-home therapy and counseling in the convenience of your home. So check it out. Links in the description down below. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.